baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Website, dude.
Hey, how you doing? It's the Brink of Sanity, episode 59.
Last one out of Liberty City. Burn it to the ground.
I left the next song wrong.
That song was Sublime.
Very unprofessional. We're off to a great start here. That was Less Than Jake that was coming on right there.
Oh.
Yeah, that was just a little...
Strong work.
Yeah, I know. It's
I think Less Than Jake has about 10, 12 albums. I have one of them.
I have two, but I like them.
No, I like them too. I just never went on to any of the other albums.
Is it weird that I just got into them like 6 days ago?
Really?
Yeah.
I have them on my music player. Did I get it from you?
Yeah, I think so. I think you steal all your music from me.
No,
But anyway, we got Marc and The Doc here. Very special show because both of you guys haven't been on in a while. And have we done this combo yet? I don't know.
I think so. I think I was on with Mark.
Yeah, I think we did this once before.
Well, this one's better because...
I think our fans remember that we were on together.
You haven't been on since like episode 44.
I've been getting a lot of emails from groupies saying they want me back.
Yeah, we got just uncontroversial evidence that you should be back on the show, so here you are. And same with the Doc. So we got a show going here. It's episode 59. What we're going to do is we got a random word generator. And whatever word comes up, we're going to talk about that topic for as long as we feel like it.
Okay.
And then switch the word.
Do you guys want to make a bet about what kind of word will come up? Like a word relating to like Earth versus a word relating to like food versus a word relating to like science.
I'll put I bet the next word is a household piece of furniture, which will make it really difficult to talk about. You know the first word is going to be like really horrible.
Well, the thing is, I've got 20 stories on dusters, so...
Well, let's...
You're hoping for that.
Yeah.
Actually, some of my stories are kind of sad, but it just...
Sad duster story. I kind of want to hear this.
Child abuse.
Yeah. Okay.
My mother raped me with a duster.
Were you there?
I had the video camera.
It's on YouTube, man.
All right, let's see what we go.
Wash.
Wash.
Maybe we should just not say the word and then have people guess what the word is.
Okay,
That'd be better if you had a call-in show.
We can start up a call-in show.
We could talk about the word.
Well, so the
See
word
if we can get people
wash.
to say it. This seems like a board game of some kind. It's kind of like a taboo, right?
You know what movie I thought would be so good? You guys remember the movie The Car Wash? I forget the exact name. It was with Snoop Dogg and like Eminem.
Oh, it sounds like an instant classic.
Yeah.
It sounded like just a movie.
I'm starting to realize why I didn't watch it.
I thought it'd be like, obviously I didn't think it would be like an amazing movie. I didn't think I was going to see like an Oscar worthy. But I thought like it's a movie about like getting high and just be really funny.
Wait, a movie with Snoop Dogg about getting high.
I know, crazy.
The falsities that are coming out of your mouth right now.
Shocking.
And so I got the movie, got really high to go see the movie, just like rented it, and it was the weirdest thing I've ever. It was just the weirdest movie. I really hope one of you guys had
What
seen
exactly were you expecting?
A comedy. It was like Eminem was like some crazy guy who kept threatening people, and
So it was a documentary.
yeah. Actually, it wasn't that far off.
So you try to obtain comedy from Eminem and Snoop Dogg. I think I see the problem.
Well, it was like brought to you by the same people that made the Barbershop, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe it'll be funny. Like
You saw
humor.
Barbershop too?
No, just one I saw.
Well, you're into the
It actually wasn't very good.
you're into the ethnic comedies there.
So are we watching a video of us talking?
Yeah, no, we now have a live call-in show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude on the left, that's you.
Yeah, that's you.
I know it's me. Do I have to watch myself?
No, I'm gonna get rid of that in a second. So,
But that topic, that at least that story's a wash. The other thing I have is when I first got to college, the first thing my mom said, like, the one thing I'm gonna do for you when you get to college, I'm gonna teach you how to wash your clothes, go to the washer and dryer, and like, did you guys have that experience when you went to college?
I did, but I I guess I didn't get the tutorial, so I put all the whites and colors together
That's like
all
the
the
one thing
time.
I knew.
And all my clothes were gray within a week.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I knew about laundry. Like, I guess there's not much else to it, really.
I was always separating my whites and colors until one time I was like, well, fuck it, let me just try it. And then, like, you know what? It doesn't really make a thing.
It does make your whites a little less white. That's about it.
Oh, I always just put everything together. I haven't separated since I was like the last 10 years.
All right. Well, next word, because that was a stupid word.
Well, yeah.
I'm not too into that one. All right. So,
Can we just say it?
yeah, sure, fine.
Arrangement. In case you guys were going to call up and find out.
Yeah, arrangement's very interesting in the fact that it's totally not interesting.
We gotta go with the words.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you are you living with your girlfriend right now? Your fiance?
Yeah.
Your wife? Are you married yet?
I am not married yet.
Okay.
August 1st, we will be married. That's the arrangement we have. Yeah, everything's going great.
So I was talking about this with Mark's friends. The arrangement he also has is that anytime he has to do anything or make plans, he has to run it by his future wife.
That's so not true. That's so not true.
But I think it is true.
It really isn't, actually. I've been made fun of because someone will say, "Can you go somewhere?" And once in a while, I'm like, "Hey, Liz, is it cool?" Because like I make plans with her, and you have to watch out for the other person.
Yeah,
but it's not like I don't need her
arrangement.
permission. I don't need her permission. I just
always ask for it.
I don't always ask for it. That's totally not true. That's some BS you've been hearing.
Yeah,
I don't know if we've been talking that trash to you.
I don't know, some of your closer friends.
So that's crap, actually. I don't need permission to do anything. I didn't ask for permission to be on this pod show. I was like, listen, woman, I'm going on the pod show. And she's like, that's okay. I'm like, thank you. I'll be there.
I want evidence. I want
to see that.
I want the videotape.
I want to see that transaction without the abridged edited version.
Yeah, I don't know if that actually happened.
It seems like, so our wedding is coming up August 1st, and it seems like now every weekend I do have to actually clear with her because I'm like, we're not always doing something with, she's like, I'm always have to ask her because I want to do something like, we might have wedding stuff to do. I think if a guy just planned the wedding, it'd be over in a week.
Yeah.
Girls, it just has to extend out. There's always something else you have to do, and something else you have to do, and something else we have to do. I think the ideal, if you're going to get married and you want to have a big wedding, you should get engaged and then a month later have the big wedding. The longer you play it out, just the more torturous it'll be.
So you're planning out flowers and the chairs and all that stupid shit, or you're letting her do that?
Well, she's doing most of the stuff, and I just come along and she guilts me into doing stuff. But she's getting really busy at work now, and she was like, I have to go meet with the flower guy. And I'm like, listen, I can go meet with the flower guy and take care of it. You tell me what color?
7 seconds.
In 7 seconds.
Pretty. Good.
No, I'll be like, what do you recommend? That's wonderful. What's cheap? Awesome.
Yeah. Can I get the next level up from the cheapest and also have it not totally ugly? Good, sold.
What am I looking for? I'm looking cheap without offending the guests.
Right, right. I don't want it to look like.
Well, you spent months and months doing this, and then the thing's over in one day. It's
such a waste of money.
I've been to a decent number of weddings, and it's a lot of work for just one day. And most of the people who come don't even realize the details. They don't care.
No,
they're just there for food.
She said to me don't you want our wedding to be special? I was like, yeah, I really want it to be special. Here's what I'm picturing in my head: my dream wedding. I want maybe a square dance floor surrounded by circular tables. And maybe a band in front.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that before for a wedding. Not every wedding is the exact same wedding.
Well,
I don't know about your experience with weddings, but I feel like the DJ is always super obnoxious. He's the worst DJ I've ever.
He's also super sucky. I guess that's why he's doing weddings and not.
Yeah, I guess
real events or.
What else would a DJ really do beyond weddings? I think that's the up there with what you do as a
club. He has 4 records, and it's always the chicken dance and. The electric slide, and
you know what's tough to do.
Have you been in a wedding in the past 20 years?
Yeah, you know what's tough to do.
It's been 15 years, but that's what I heard. Why they don't do that anymore?
No, I don't think so. But it's similar stupid stuff. It's just 20 years later.
Okay. It's tough to get a bunch of your friends together outside of a wedding to play a Coke and Pepsi.
What the fuck is that?
You never play Coke and Pepsi?
No.
You guys never play Coke and Pepsi? Maybe it was a bar mitzvah thing.
Yeah.
Oh god! I thought you guys were totally
or Catholic. So.
You're not Jewish, really?
No.
Is that where you secretly pour a glass of each and you guess which one's which?
I
could do that.
That's
with
the
my
taste
eyes
test.
No, it's where we eat the blood of the infidels.
That sounds awesome.
Basically,
I actually do play that, but I call it Murder the Infidel.
it's a stupid game where you have a teammate and you're on like either side of the floor, the dance floor, and like they call one side's Coke, one side's Pepsi. They call your side. You have to run over and sit on the knee of the other side, and it's kind of like a race.
Oh.
It's not awesome. It's a wedding game. How awesome!
So you have to sit on a man's lap.
I guess I only
Sometimes.
played it when we were 13 at a bar mitzvah. So
That's even creepier.
So Indian
Sit
weddings
on
have
Uncle
this,
Joe's lap.
Indian weddings have this weird thing where the family of the bride has to steal the shoes from the groom, and I don't know why, but it happens in every wedding.
And then they have to get it back? Or...
And then the groom has to pay money to get it back, and I don't know why that is, but it's the stupidest thing. But it happens every wedding.
They have to pay to get it back?
Yeah, it's like it's like a joke, but it's you actually have to like show.
You
that
really have to give the money.
Yeah.
I just be like, give me a shoe back or I'll punch you.
Yeah.
Can you up it? Can you like?
Can't really do that at a wedding, but
I really love you, so I took your car.
Right. I love you. I annexed your house.
Well, it's usually like the little kids. It'll be like little kids stealing the shoes, and you can't punch little kids. I mean, you could, but
It's not like
it wouldn't be the best thing to do.
it's not like the best man. Like I really loved you, so I made out with the bride to be.
So your parents trying to get you to have an arrangement marriage? I would have
No,
used arranged,
they're-
but that's not the word.
Yeah. They like to suggest people, but it's they don't really have a realistic view of what I'm looking for, and it's hard to tell them exactly.
Right. My mom's trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a I understand where they're coming from, but it's hard for them to realize what I'm looking for, and they're like, oh, she's very nice, she has a good career, blah blah blah, and I'm like, that's interesting, but that's not like in India, like that's the main thing, like what does a person do, like it's like stats, what's their education, what's their
Right, I don't.
what's
Yeah,
their
it's
height,
like everyone's a
what's their weight,
baseball card.
I don't look at a stat sheet to figure out who I'm going to date.
Is it awkward to say to your mom, "Yeah, because you have a good career and big tits"?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, those are different stats, but yeah, I don't know. But no, they have this like thing, like it's called. I think they call it biodata. Like they actually like can send over this piece of paper with their height and their education and all this other random stuff. And it was funny. Me and my brother were laughing. Like on the sheet, like one of the girls had this thing that said, "Oh, excels in art." In 5th grade or some random, like she won some random award in art in 5th grade or something, and me and my brother were laughing our asses off. Like that, yeah, that's what I look for in a potential wife. A ribbon from 5th grade.
You're like seriously, I only want a spelling bee channel.
Yeah, I know.
So what? So do they actually suggest people for you, like people that you know, or people like?
Sometimes it's like family, friends, and.
Can you just get like over there into the mic?
Is it ever like you're like?
Slide over.
Is it ever awkward where you're like, I think she's actually my second cousin? And they're like, no, she's not your second cousin. Maybe it's legal. Just do it.
Who cares? She's got good stats.
Yeah. No, I mean, they don't look for people who are related, but where I come from, everyone has the same last name, so and it's like, it's hard to tell when if you're related or not because everyone kind of looks the same.
Do they ever suggest any girl that's actually like hot?
Well, it's hard because they give me all this information, but they don't. They leave out the most important thing, which is she
The
hot?
picture?
Yeah,
The picture.
Just like when you go on dating sites
Yeah.
and like people don't have a picture, I'm like, well, I don't give a shit what your stats are.
Yeah,
Show that
I mean-
picture.
Yeah, she's 5'6" or whatever, and blah blah blah. But like, it doesn't say anything. Like, she could be a troll. Like,
Right. There's
Yeah.
no like unibrow box to check off.
Yeah, I
or,
know. So it's hard to tell because most of them, like she'll be like, oh, my friend has a daughter. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Your friend has a daughter. What are the chances of that?
Right.
My friend was he signed up for I think eHarmony.
Yeah.
And we were going through like looking for matches for him, and it was me and my fiance, and she wanted him to read the profiles, and I'm like, who the hell cares about the profiles? You should be able to just like scroll through the pictures.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that really matters at all. Like any of these things.
But even the profile is more interesting than the information I get from my mom. It's like, oh, she goes to this school and she does this. I'm like, that doesn't. It's like at least with the profile, you can see what they're interested in.
Yeah, exactly.
You should come up with a website where like arranged marriages like .com for like
Well,
parents.
it's not
of
really
Indian-
arranged marriage. It's more like gettingtogether.com.
We're like where parents can just
Indian
set
people
their,
getting together, I guess, or something.
where Indian parents can set their kids up basically
Or
through
they-
the website.
yeah.
Marriagebarter.com. So, all right, your stats aren't as good, but I'll throw in a Jeep.
I mean, you know,
weird
I'm not totally
vehicles
opposed to
you
the
guys
idea of my
drive.
parents introducing me to someone, but I don't want to be like arranged. You know, obviously. Like,
Right. You don't want to be like, what's your name again? And you say I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like a lot of the people that my parents tell me about, they're like all ready to get married, and I'm like, you know, one thing at a time. You know. Like,
Yeah, how about like what's your name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, Mom, I just want to get laid. Is that cool? That I'll let you totally arrange. I can just meet the person that night. It's totally cool.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of criteria for that.
Can you introduce me to some loosey gooseys? Or, yeah, my mom tried that twice, and
She set you up with
well, she tried to. Once she brought somebody into like a restaurant we were eating at, and
that's awkward.
we both just looked at each other, and we both were just like, no. And then the second time, it was somebody who claimed she was like 32, but if she was a year under 42, that was very unfortunate for her.
Yeah.
Looked every second her age, and then 10 years.
Yeah, my main problem is, you know, I mean, out of all the people that are out there, you know, I'm only into a certain percentage. It's low. I mean, I'm picky. But, like, the chances that it's going to be someone that my mom sets me up with is pretty low. And then I don't want them to get all offended and kind of ruins her friendships with whoever. And that's probably what's going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
So that makes it kind of awkward, you know? That's why I sort of just say no, you know?
And like it's kind of awkward when like your parents' friends are like,
Yeah.
why didn't he like my daughter?
Right. And what's going to happen is my mom's going to lose her friends because of this. And, you know...
Your mom's gonna be like, why is your daughter so fat?
Yeah.
You should just fuck every single one of her friends, and then just dump them all right away, and then it'll stop eventually.
Yeah. Well, I don't...
I'm not hooking up Emil anymore. He just fucks them and leaves them.
Wait, my son did what to your daughter's face?
Yeah. He money shotted who? Where? All right, we're done here.
No. I want to keep going on this. So tell me, so dating stories. Any dating stories, Emil? I mean, Doc.
Secret code word, Doc. Emil.
A mail. I need to mail a.
I can't really think of one on the spot, but I don't know. Do you guys have any?
How is even though your girlfriend's still in the apartment, so you're going to say only great things.
Yeah, I'm closing the door now.
She's amazing, and I love every moment of everything.
The door's closed now.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Let me tell you the real story.
You know, I once went on I was at some event where some girl, I guess she was, she liked me. I talked to her briefly, and so like a friend of a friend like was like set me up with this girl to like go on a date, and I remember not being sure who the girl even was. So we met for coffee basically, and we got there, and she was clearly like 7 or 8 years older than me.
Right.
Like not even close. Like the way you said, like we sat there and we're like, oh, this is kind of pointless.
Yeah.
She was like,
I don't mind when both people know it's not happening, but when one person thinks it is and one person doesn't, that's the worst state, you know? Like,
yeah, she's like, I graduated from college this year. I'm like, oh, I was in junior high.
yeah.
Well, I just checked, and there is. Thank you, Artie, for sending that link. They do have an arranged marriage website, so I'm going to sign you up after the show, and we're going to do it.
The couple on the website looked like an attractive couple that got arranged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the picture on the website is totally unrealistic.
Quick, do you think we can see? Can you see like potential mates on here?
Maybe. Let's see what this. They got like a little video on.
I didn't see dating.
You know what's a great
as the
web
best
dating
way
site, by the
to
way?
find
I always
a
hear a commercial
lifelong
for.
partner.
You should go to
Traditional dating realm did not
AshleyMadison.com.
seem conducive.
Wait,
to
let's see what this
finding
video says.
Long-term life partnership that was, healthy and successful and happy and so on.
The reason I felt open to doing this wasn't because I felt any desire
point out
or
the couple
burning
that's actually
need to
talking
be
right now.
married.
Really
but I just recognized
very
that
good.
dating,
And
in
her
my
last name was kind of
experience,
hilarious.
always kind of resulted in a relationship that just wasn't very
I
fulfilling.
know one thing:
kind
your
of that whole
child's going
thing,
to
if
need
you
an
keep
arranged
doing what
marriage.
you've always
Also,
done.
If you're going to set up
So I thought, well, maybe this
an
would be a
arranged
different
marriage,
way
have
to
people
have
that
that
aren't.
fulfilling
Yeah, no, you
relationship.
can't have
I can
ugly
think of a
people on the
huge
website.
advantage
Like,
of
like
arranged
you know what you should do? Like they
when
should
you
have
take
like
out
average-looking people.
the
So people are like,
pressure
oh, because a lot of
of-
yeah,
average
because when
people.
when they're like two models that get together, it's like, I can't really relate.
Yeah.
It's like two
surprised at
average
how
looking
that just
people.
kind of
But those people are like
changes your
really
view,
below average.
and it allows you
There was
to
a
focus
skit-
on
yeah,
the
they
things
skip
that
It was like
need
a balding
attention,
guy and a troll,
as opposed to
basically.
There was a skit they used to have on Mad TV where it was a dating site called Lowered Expectations.
Yeah, I love that.
That was the best skit.
Yeah, that definitely was.
I missed that show.
Yeah, that was a great show.
You should really go to AshleyMadison.com. It's the greatest dating site ever.
Are you being serious?
No, I just always hear commercials for it, and I can't believe the dating site they advertise for.
It's who advertises?
I hear it on the Howard Stern show.
Oh.
Yeah, because I've never seen that commercial.
Yeah, neither have I.
The Ashley Madison one?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a commercial. It was the radio ad. But open it up with
AshleyMadison.com.
AshleyMadison.com.
All right. What do they do on the?
Well, you'll find out when you get there. See if you can guess what kind of dating site it is.
It's a lesbian dating site.
I wish.
Well, Ashley and Madison could both be girls. It's an agency. What? Come on, Ellen.
Life is short. Have an affair.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of funny.
I'm like reading all the fine print. And I didn't read like the huge letters on the top of it.
Yeah, it's basically
it's like to cheat.
Yeah. They I think their slogans are when monogamy doesn't have to be monotony.
Nice.
And some girls like on the commercials like, I'm taking off my halo and doing this for me. I'm being a whore.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
Carry
it's
on.
the funniest.
It's funny. I mean, the truth is, like, when you're married for a certain period of time, I mean, I can't imagine not getting bored at a certain point, you know? But, like, most people don't, you know, well, I don't know.
It's like that show Cheaters. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the picture on the website, by the way, for Ashley Madison, it's like out of like Skinamax.
Yeah, I know.
It sure is. All right. Well,
I can't look at myself on the on this thing, man.
yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. We have a live cam going. If anybody wants to call, you're obviously not going to call for this show, but 631-676-1181. You could leave a voicemail for future shows.
We take telemarketing calls.
We do. We take any calls, and then
We could always use a better phone plan.
Mm-hmm. We can. My automobile insurance is running out. I don't know if you guys knew that. I get calls for that at work like twice a week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Insure
Yeah.
the car that you don't have.
Yeah. I'm like, I haven't had a car in 10 years, but apparently the insurance is running out on it.
So what's the next word? Opposite.
That is the word.
Mm-hmm.
So,
This is an easy word to talk about. Opposite day.
opposite day. Yeah, I remember doing that. Like, just say the opposite of everything.
Yeah.
That was the day.
Speaking about going opposite field, Carlos Delgado. I had a. So I don't know if any of you guys are Met
Sports.
fans out there, and if you're not a Met fan, well, you're not rooting for baseball. You're not rooting for the right team. Anyhow, so Carlos Delgado, he's a lefty hitter.
I beg to differ. If you root for the Mets, you're kind of, you know, I was a Mets fan. I am a Mets fan, but they're kind of hard to root for the last few years.
It's like rooting for a three-legged dog. How do you root against them? But anyhow, so Carlos Delgado, he's a lefty, and he always hits the ball, pulls the ball, basically hits the ball to the right side of the infield, or right side of the outfield. So what teams have done against him is they shift the entire team to the right side. There's no one on the left side at all. If you could hit a single ground ball to the left side, he could get a triple, maybe an inside of the park home run because no one's even near the ball. And he can't do it. He's a potential Hall of Fame player, and he can't hit to the opposite field.
I think that's, you know, the guy gets paid $1 gazillion, if that's a number. And, you know, I mean, to learn how to hit the other side of the field is something that should be part of his salary, you know.
I mean, I imagine they've had them brought this up. They're like, hey, dude, you notice that the other side of the infield, no one's playing there?
I got nothing on baseball. I haven't seen a baseball game in like 5 years. So
Why? Why have you not?
I just don't like it. It's a bunch of fat guys standing around. I have this debate with this guy.
I think you're thinking of bowling.
It's the same thing. You can go an entire baseball game without moving. And I don't know. I have this eternal argument with this guy at work who tells me that baseball players are just as athletic as basketball players.
They can be.
Yeah, there's like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them.
The
are
other
less.
700 are, you know, either on steroids or fat and out of shape.
You hear A-Rod was on steroids in high school?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a shocker.
Yeah. I love how he's like, okay, I've been lying all this time, but I'm admitting it. I did steroids for 3 years. It was 5 years ago, and I've never done it since.
Yeah, he lies when he tells the truth. Like, he told the truth, but he only told part of the truth.
And you're like, oh, you were lying all that time, but now you're telling the truth. This is
And
great.
he's going to come out. You know when I told you I was lying? There was more lying. I didn't tell you about all the lying.
He should go overboard with telling the truth. He should be like, Listen. Not only was I doing steroids, it wasn't Michael Vick. I beat the crap out of those dogs.
It's funny because he only admits when he gets caught. He's like, all right, only when I was in Texas. They're like, no, you didn't when you were in the Yankees. Only Yankees in Texas, but not before that. And,
Fine.
Okay, a little bit before that.
Right, maybe a little bit before
So, yeah, I did it, but I only fucked Madonna while I was in Texas.
That was Viagra.
But, so you're not big. So what's your sport?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
I gotta say a lot of basketball players are, like, out of shape and fat dudes also.
Name two.
It's gonna be tough, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, name two that aren't on the Knicks.
Oh, actually,
on the Knicks
I'll give two
recently.
guys that are a little overweight. Tractor Trailer and Kendrick Perkins. They're not exactly the most physically... I mean, they're in shape, obviously, but they got some extra baggage.
Are they still playing?
Yeah.
Tractor Trailer isn't.
Not he doesn't play anymore?
No.
Oh.
You could say Big Baby Davis on the Celtics, who is pretty chunky.
What about the Knicks bench or former bench? It was like a retirement community.
Yeah, Eddie Curry and all them.
You know who's pretty good?
Jerome James. I don't know. I guess he's not on their team anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's on
Paul
the team.
Gasol's not fat.
I'm pretty sure, though, the Lakers, I think they're going to beat Cleveland this year, because I don't see how Cleveland's going to have an answer for Shaq.
Well, their answer is that Shaq is
Larry
not
Nance?
existing.
Mark Price.
Mark Price is going to... I mean, Mark Price getting the ball to LeBron.
Who's going to guard Magic Johnson?
Kareem? Oh, no, they're on the same team.
Shit. Larry Bird.
Who else is still in it? The Hawks? The Hawks are still in it, but I guess you can't
The
beat...
Hawks are sort of irrelevant, though.
No, they got Dominique Wilkins. How can you be irrelevant?
Yeah, that's true. He's pretty good.
Dominique.
I can't name one.
Have the Hawks have anyone else besides Dominic Wilkins?
I don't know who else they have besides Dominique Wilkins.
Ever?
Yeah, ever. In
Yeah.
their whole existence.
What a shitty team.
They're in the second round of the playoffs, though. They're beating... who they beat? They beat...
Miami?
Miami. Yeah, who the hell's on Miami? They got Alonzo, and they got...
Tim Hardaway.
Hardaway. His move, his crossover is brutal.
It's killer.
I don't know how they went without the killer crossover.
By the way, this was recorded 10 years ago. Actually, more like 15 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Smooth
like Moses Malone.
Smooth like this transition.
Yeah.
Let's use smooth as a transition
Oh,
to
smooth.
the next random word.
Oh, smoother next word.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's smoothly move on to the next word.
Do you like peanut butter with smooth or like chunky peanut butter?
I can't stand that chunky shit. I really can't.
No, that's the worst peanut butter.
I don't understand, why don't they have peanut butter that comes with, Rice Krispies already in it? You never had, Rice Krispies?
I can understand that. It's gross.
You never make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich by putting Rice Krispies on top of the peanut butter?
Are you serious?
Maybe we did that after we played Coke and Pepsi. Apparently I come from a different part of the world than you guys
You're on
did.
a different planet.
You did that after you smoked cocaine?
Yeah, this is...
And...
you spread the peanut butter on the bread, then put Rice Krispie, and then you put the sandwich together. You have peanut butter and jelly with Rice Krispies. It crunches. It's
Where does
great.
the weed go?
I mean, later on in life, the weed probably would have gone somewhere, but...
Oh, you were 6.
Yeah, it was 6, 7 years old.
I've done bananas and raisins, but...
I've done bananas. I haven't done raisins.
Raisins is a very underrated.
Peanut butter on apples. That's...
Have you done
saltines.
Celery with peanut butter and...
yeah, I've had that.
I don't do celery. Too green.
Yeah, Jay doesn't do vegetables.
No.
No?
No, I'm not green at all.
Or fruits.
Celery... So you actually burn calories from eating celery? Maybe the doc can tell me that's true or not.
That's probably true. I mean, you use all your facial muscles.
And it goes right through your body. Because it's all cell
It's all fiber.
Yeah. And so the thing is... this girl I used to know...
But it also doesn't make you full, so...
It's also one of the grossest things you could put in your mouth.
I don't mind it. It's just...
I can think of grosser things you can put in your mouth.
I don't know. Celery... I haven't done the taste test, but celery's pretty bad.
You're like, okay. I think the first one was Mancom, and the second one was celery.
And I'm still torn. I don't know.
This girl I used to know, she...
Although Mancom is probably smoother. I'm just bringing the word back here.
Yeah, no, she went to the supermarket and bought 30 bags of celery. She was convinced she would actually lose noticeable weight by just eating celery. And she was 20 or 30 pounds overweight.
Uh-huh.
And the only thing I thought that would actually lose her weight was walking back and forth from the supermarket.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't work because you don't get full. I mean, I could eat tons of celery, but I still want dinner.
Right. She also didn't say that she deep fried the celery and then
You don't think you could
put bacon grease on it.
Can you eat celery for a full day and be fine?
I wouldn't be fine. I'd be hungry, but if I had to for like a bet, I could do it.
I can't eat celery for a full minute.
You really hate celery that much?
Yeah, I think it's one of the grossest things you could possibly
I mean, I could eat celery. It just doesn't do anything.
No, I can't even take a bite. Not one bite.
What about like in a salad or on a pizza?
No. It ruins the entire salad or pizza.
Okay.
And salad's gross to begin with, but if it's celery salad...
It's gross.
It is. It's too much green stuff. Anything green is
How do you
bad.
hate salad? It's not like a huge taste there.
It's a bunch of gross stuff.
What about like
Mixed
a
up.
I think I'm starting to formulate a theory as to how we could make you healthier.
What about like a taco salad? Is that an okay salad? There's nothing green or healthy about it.
Yeah, well, Mexican food is... I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, I go to the Mexican place and they just serve you like it's everything in the taco, just not in the taco, and they're like, oh, it's healthy, it's a salad. I'm like, perhaps you guys don't know the definition of a salad.
Well, they don't have the shell, so,
I think it's just a plate of Mexican stuff,
Yeah.
not a taco.
Right, exactly.
It's a salad formation of Mexican greasy
So
food.
you never eat salad at all?
Like, once a quarter.
No vegetables? What vegetables do you eat? What vegetables do you like?
Corn.
You say porn or corn?
Both, but if you're counting vegetables, I guess we'll go with corn.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a yellow vegetable, initially.
Right.
Well, once you get into-
Was your question what green vegetable do I like? I
think
like
it was-
spinach.
I
I like
think
spinach.
it was vegetable in general, but
Spinach.
Yeah, spinach is good.
Spinach and corn.
that's
I
weird.
think that's it.
That's weird
the
because I think
entirety of the list.
spinach in general is not the best vegetable. I'd only have spinach if it's on like an Italian, like in like manicotti or something like that,
Right.
I actually like spinach.
like just by itself.
I mean, not by itself, but like if it's part of a meal, I don't mind.
Well, you always mix it up with cheese or something. You know.
Like they used to do with Popeye. Like you used to always get stronger by eating spinach. So you're supposed to teach kids to eat spinach.
Yeah.
They should like expand that. Like he gets really strong when he does like community service.
Yeah. When he tells the truth, or when he
Look, his muscles got bigger. He held the door from that woman.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's getting weaker. He urinated in public. New word.
Saying that's all. That's the entire
Yeah,
show.
that's what we do.
I'm gonna
Why
skip
don't we
that one.
skip a word?
Yeah, we're
Saying.
gonna skip that one. That was stupid. Who in the what now? I
Recognition.
don't even know how to read that one.
Recognize me.
You know, an hour and a half into drinking 100 proof captain, we need like 3 or less
John
syllable words.
Phonics worked for me.
So, is it tough to get recognition as a doctor?
Generally, like my job, I try to be less recognized because the more recognized you are, the more bothered you get. So it's kind of better to just do your job and make sure that they don't need to bother you too much.
I know in the legal profession they have this thing like who's who in like America. First they had who's who in like law students,
Yeah,
and then who's who in lawyers. And what I found
they
funny,
have who's who in doctors too.
at least for lawyers, all it really was because I remember even seeing it as like who's who in American high school students,
Yeah,
and all it was is it's like it basically listed people willing to pay $50 to get their
Yeah.
names listed. There was
Yeah.
nothing else to it besides saying like.
well,
pay
I mean,
money.
there's lots of there's doctors that are well known for what they do, and some of them are good. Some of them just do research and make them look good. It's not necessarily the best known doctors are the best doctors. I mean, sometimes it's true, but it's like any other field. Some people just know how to get their names out there.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some people are just good at being out there and becoming celebrity type people, and so I'm sort of more like do my job. I don't need to be recognized. I don't need to be famous. I just want to do a good job when I'm there.
Dr. Phil had a caller that said they swallowed a nail, and he told them to get an MRI.
Yeah,
Not even a joke.
he's
He really
awful.
did
That's
that.
really bad.
He's not the. He's annoying.
He's not a real doctor, right? He's just
He's a real. Well, he's a
psychiatrist.
Yeah.
He's a psychiatrist,
I think so.
or he might just
Or
be.
he might just have a PhD.
I think he has a PhD. in something.
Psychologist?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
'cause-
not a real. I mean,
Which one is the fake one? There's like psychiatrist and
Well,
psychologist.
okay,
but one of them's
psychiatrist
like,
is actually a medical doctor. You have to go to med school, and psychologist is you just do you do like research type work, and you don't actually go to med school. Psychiatrists can actually prescribe medicines, and psychologists can just talk to you basically.
I think he did that, but like an online class, where they just
Yeah.
like you can't fail.
See, it's like he determined he wanted to be famous, and he took the quickest route, and I mean he's more of like just a celebrity more than
So how did a jerk off like that become famous?
I don't know.
I don't get
some
his
people are
appeal.
just good at it. Like, he knows how to get his name out there. He's he's smooth when he talks to people.
People like his show and all that.
I don't get it.
That other guy, Dr. Drew, he's actually, I think, an actual doctor.
I think
he's actually like when he talks. Actually, like, I mean, he says stuff that makes sense. Like, he's not too bad. I mean, he's out there. He's a celebrity, but like
they should differentiate medical doctor and all other kind of doctors. Because, like, technically, even
totally
as a lawyer,
yeah,
you can be a doctor. You have a doctorate. You can be a doctor.
Right. Yeah, the PhD doctor thing is, like, some people insist on being called doctor, but it's kind of misleading,
I could be a doctor, like, a month from now.
Probably, yeah.
All this online shit, like, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, you can be like, I'm a doctor. Of what? Oh, I have a doctorate of astrology.
I mean, it's true about actual doctors, too. I mean, to get to med school, I mean, it seems hard, but once you get through, it's, like, pretty easy to get through, but it's all about what kind of person you are, what kind of doctor you are. It's like it's whatever you make it. I mean, getting the degree is only one part of it. But like some people totally abuse their degree and just do all these things.
No. Stick with this. You gotta stick. You can't just jump through words. That wouldn't be random. We went with a random word generator, and the next word is mod. Now I'm just saying, if I use the word mod in Scrabble, someone else would question it as whether it's even a real word.
No, it's a real word.
I know it's a real word. It's a random word generator. There's not a random fake word generator.
Yeah. All I could do is come up with words that rhyme with mod. That'd be my only addition to this.
What exactly does mod mean?
Todd.
It's a British term for like kind of like hippies back in the 50s or 60s, I think. They called them mods.
Isn't mod also like an addition to something? Like, I mean, isn't it like an actual word, maybe like a short for modification?
Yeah. And it's also Dom spelled backwards.
So you're saying, like, on that show where they make the cars better, Exhibit was actually using bigger words, not just like things like slang, but we said mod.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know if it counts as an abbreviation or...
Like the thing I did to my Xbox, and then it died, and then I couldn't get it repaired because I ruined the warranty. Yep.
Next.
I thought that word was
Boo.
awesome.
We talked about it.
Dripping. Dripping.
I was dripping after I came inside today.
I was too. Getting stuck in a rainstorm sucks.
The girl was dripping after I came inside today.
But
I had to do that one.
Damn. You go, player.
You threw me an underhanded pitch. I had to hit it.
That's true. I actually was thinking about saying something like that. I just couldn't formulate the sentence. And you just went there.
Actually, when I when I go for like a run or like workout, especially like hard, I sweat like no other, like really hardcore. And so they have these like Under Armour shirts, and Nike has a shirt like sweat-proof shirt, like it's supposed to like whisk off the sweat from you,
right?
And so my fiance was like, "You have to get one of these shirts because you're disgusting."
That's nice to hear from her fiance.
She said it in the nicest way. Anyhow, so I. Probably with those words exactly how I said it. But, so I got one of those shirts, and I was like first of all, I was resisting because I was like, listen, it's a shirt, not like some kind of super magical shirt. I'm still going to ruin the shirt. Yeah. Not ruin it, but have it covered in sweat. And so I got it. Have you guys ever tried one of these shirts?
No, I haven't.
No.
I'm curious.
So I tried it, and I went running, and it was soaking wet with sweat. But she claims it didn't look as bad as the other shirts.
That's not...
When you're running, do you really care how bad shirts look?
No, not really. You know what it is? I've been training her at the gym. So I'll go for a run, then come in, then I'll train her at the gym like once a week. And so I come in, and I'm also covered in sweat after running. Mm-hmm. And so to be just completely disgusting when I'm like training her in the gym.
But those aren't the kind of shirts like I can wear.
What do you mean? Why can't you wear?
Well, they're kind of like form-fitting shirts, right?
No, they have two. They have like a form-fitting one and a loose one. I tried the form-fitting one, and it was just like it was kind of weird to wear. So I tried the it's like loose, like a regular T-shirt, but like a different kind of material.
Ah.
So you could anyone could wear it.
Okay, so then it soaks up the.
I don't know what it's supposed
sweat?
to do, but I really sweat a lot.
Is that kind of like a water suit? It just kind of.
Can I collect it and then bottle it up and sell it?
Yeah, it was kind of like a wetsuit.
Well, you could bottle it up. I don't know about
Oh yeah, people will buy that shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Man sweat.
Totally. Yeah.
New from Calvin Klein. Yeah. Man sweat.
Brink of Sanity sweat.
.com.
Boss.
Do you want to smell like you worked out, but you haven't?
You want to smell like the super mega celebrity Jay?
Come on, did you even go to the gym today? Smell my armpits. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, you must have.
Here's bottled proof.
You're not just sweating from walking, because that would be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. But I was really excited about this T-shirt also until like I sweated and it was covered. But she said it didn't look so bad. But still, at the end of the day,
that's not much of a sales pitch.
It's still a sweaty shirt.
Yeah. And she gets annoyed at me, so I train her in the gym. But it's basically me like almost being like, she thinks I'm like sadistic, but I'm trying to get her to do like exercises, and like as a girl she doesn't like do anything really. Yeah. So she'll do like a weight like 5 times, like I'm done, and like okay, do 15 times or whatever, but then also other people. It's a small little gym in our building, and then other people see us, and everyone like laughs at me because I'm like the one that I'm laughs at us because I'm like mean to her in the gym. But not really mean,
that's part of training.
Like she's like running like 10 minutes. I'm like, you're running 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. I mean, you're doing a good job. It sounds like.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then now there's this other girl that lives down the hall. Her boyfriend trains. We have like competing training.
So you're just getting your women into shape. This is really a smart. I kind of like this idea.
She's kind of thin. You try to make her like a little muscular.
I not really make her anything. She wanted
not muscular, but like maybe a little bit more muscle.
No, well, she basically just wants to get like in super shape for the wedding.
Right.
So
she's a very small frame girl, right? I mean, I guess she can do better.
I still think that's a brilliant idea.
Still, like, first of all, any girl can always be in better shape.
Right, that's true.
But she just wants to be in good shape, and like either way, everyone has to work out. So.
Yeah. No, working out, it makes you feel better. I mean, it's a great thing.
Santa? Did you say Santa? Is the next word Santa Claus?
Apparently.
Is that the word, or are you guys thinking more of a sentence?
Yeah, I think it's like clause as in like part of a part of a contract, like has a phrase in a contract or something.
Did you, how old were you until you stopped believing in Santa Claus?
Well, growing up Hindu, I never believed in Santa Claus. I mean, we didn't really I obviously.
Do you guys have your own version?
I mean, there's like 100 different gods in Hinduism, but my parents weren't like. They didn't impose their religion on me, so, I was sort of... I mean, I knew about the whole Santa Claus thing, but I never really believed in it. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I never really believed in it growing up.
They didn't have, like, Gandhi crawling through chimneys and shit? Yeah. Because he's really skinny, so you can shoot down those things. He could probably... Sure he could. I bet he can make better time than Santa
Gandhi
Claus, that fat
existed,
fuck.
Though.
Yeah,
I thought Santa Claus existed.
He did, until...
Didn't he
Until Jesus murdered him?
I thought Santa Claus they nailed Santa Claus to the cross.
Yeah, it was until that first South Park thing where they fought. And then...
Right, Gandhi's the fictitious story thing.
Gandhi, like, quote unquote, parted the Red Sea. That just didn't make any sense to me. You can't part a sea with your hands.
Right. He just,
Gandhi's the one that did that. Moses shot lightning bolts from the clouds.
So who was your religion teacher?
Awesome. Mr. Awesome.
All I'm saying is...
Mr. Smokes Up all day?
It's the same teacher that put Rice Krispies on peanut butter for me.
Yeah.
We made a papier-mâché Santa Claus on the cross, and then we ate peanut butter Krispies.
Yeah, not bad.
It was a full day. Wolverine has claws.
The new movie came out.
We're really just... spelling doesn't matter with these words.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I was reading the synopsis for the review of the new one.
Yeah.
Are you guys big fans of X-Men?
Yeah. You probably can't see it on webcam, but there's about 600 X-Men comics right behind you.
To me, I mean, I think X-Men is kind of just a complete rip-off of Heroes.
That's funny.
Ow, I just bit my tongue.
Yeah, that was so ridiculous. Man, I can't watch that show without falling asleep. In fact, when I have trouble sleeping, I put on that show. In 5 minutes, I'm out, man. Heroes is really...
The first season was really good, actually.
The first season was really good at making me sleepy, yeah.
I never watched the second season. Yeah. I thought the first season was pretty good.
They should have just made an X-Men show, because everyone had powers from the X-Men.
It was like, I have trouble sleeping, but when I watch that show, I'm out cold. Like, really bad.
I think I'm not going to watch the Wolverine movie, though, because I think it's going to piss me off.
Why?
They
it's
totally,
too realistic?
Yeah. They totally Hollywoodized it.
You know what movie...
Word.
It's getting harder to talk the more of this rum I drink. I think I'm going to slow down.
Do you know what movie looks ridiculous? The new Star Trek movie. you guys seen the previews for that?
Yeah, I kind of want to see it.
I mean, it looks really cool, but it looks nothing like this. Is not Star Trek.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like the original Star Trek.
Well, it's Star Trek with the boring taken
but
out.
the thing is, like, if it's called Star Trek, you have a whole base of fans who you're like ignoring by changing the movie.
You know, like how you feel about X-Men. I feel like people about Star Trek are going to say the same thing. Like,
I mean, they shouldn't make it's like making a live action SpongeBob where SpongeBob is really badass, like and they're trying to appeal to adults.
And he fucks Sandy.
Yeah, I don't even know who Sandy is.
She's the squirrel that lives under the water, but has to wear the suit so she can breathe underwater. I don't own all the DVDs of that show.
I was just saying one of the commercials said like, "This is not your father's Star Trek." And I was like, "Then who the fuck is going to go see it?"
Yeah, they're trying to expand the base, but yeah, you're right because I won't see the Wolverine movie.
Yeah,
so
I think
probably
it's the same thing. All the real
Star Trek nerds
fans
that
are gonna
won't
hate
see this new Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, who wants this? You want to see a movie that's kind of loyal to like the original idea, like not.
Well, the thing is, there's this assassin guy called Deadpool, and in the comics, he's like kind of like he looks like Mask. You know that show with the fucked up deformed guy. So he wears a mask over his face, and he's an assassin. In the movie, he's like a pretty boy guy without a mask, and it's just trying to get girls to watch it, I guess, because he's a good looking guy with a sword. But like, kind of defeats the purpose of the character because
Yeah, the review. I guess also, I didn't know the whole story about how he got his metal claws. They had it in the review that like he was part of a science experiment, and they gave him like super indestructible metal.
Yeah,
things.
I guess they got that part right.
Oh, is that right? But he used to just have like bone claws or something.
No, he actually didn't have those. But
are X-Men in general? Are they like vampires? They live forever?
No, they just age a little slower.
Like how much slower? Like,
well, I think in like comic book years, I think every 5 years is a year. I don't think like just because time moves slower. I don't think like in their real life they're like aging at the same time.
So like there's
except for Wolverine because Wolverine has like the healing power, so it heals like.
So he never dies.
Right. Well, he ages very slow because like he kind of like heals old age. So like.
So they age slower than
only
people.
Wolverine. Only Wolverine.
And faster than dogs.
Only Wolverine. Yeah.
Only Wolverine.
Like Wolverine was in like World War II.
Because it says he was born in like the 1800s.
Yeah. Fuck Wolverine.
Listen,
Wolverine's
I know
so
everything
rich.
about Wolverine because I read a review of the movie.
Yeah, fuck Wolverine.
It was in AM New York this morning.
You ever drop something on your foot?
Drop it like it's hot.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was pop it like a tart.
Oh yeah. No, that's a different thing.
Wow, this guy's lyrics are endless. Drops the next word, and that one.
Pop it like it's marked.
Oh, drop. Oh no, I already talked about this last episode. I think they're remaking Drop Dead Fred.
You're kidding.
No, and I'm not very happy about that.
Why did they make Drop Dead Fred?
We could talk about shows that
Drop Dead Fred was awesome.
We could talk about shows that should be dropped and shows that
you know
shouldn't
what
have been dropped.
movie they're gonna make, which I'm really excited for? They're gonna make Arrested Development.
Or we could talk about
Arrested
something else.
Development movie.
with the original cast.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, that was a great. I love that show.
They need to make a Freaks and Geeks.
You know
That
what?
was such a great show.
My general problem with the way that they decide to drop shows and not drop shows is like their way of determining whether people watch these things is totally ridiculous. Like, you know, they do these, you know,
The
Nielsen ratings, but it's like these random people that they decide, like, you know, are determining what's
And
good
apparently
and what's
they all watch MTV
Reality
and
shows,
Dancing with the Stars.
reality shows. But it's, I mean, like, you know, like Freaks and Geeks. I mean, that was a great show. And who decided that show wasn't worthy of being picked up, you know?
Well, the other thing is they give these shows like about a 2 weeks of a chance, and they don't let word of mouth.
And sometimes they, you know, like Family Guy when it was originally dropped, like it was actually good when it was first out.
Yeah.
And
it got worse.
I mean, the second time it came back, it initially was okay, and then it got worse. But just saying, when they dropped it originally, it was still good, but they kept moving around the time slots, and people didn't watch because I wanted to watch. I didn't even know what time it was on. They moved it so much,
It's like also like Christian Slater had this new show came out like a couple months ago or whatever called My Own Worst Enemy. It's like the ads look kind of cool. I was like, oh, maybe I'll check that show out.
I actually did see an episode. I didn't really like it.
Was that Christian Slater?
I never saw it to begin with, but I was thinking about watching it, and then like week 3 they're like it's canceled. I'm like, oh, good thing I didn't waste. Good thing I didn't waste the first 2 weeks.
That was Christian Slater?
Yeah.
They actually have a new.
He was in that movie Heathers. I don't think he's done anything since.
Very Bad Things, the greatest movie ever made.
Oh, actually, that is a great movie. Actually, I give you that.
That's my favorite movie of all time.
They actually have a new Knight Rider.
I took a date on
which
that.
I actually like.
I took a date to that movie.
Best date ever.
We didn't really go out anymore. But it wasn't because
you were laughing maniacally the entire time.
It wasn't because of the movie, but we just didn't go out anymore. But it was like I thought it was just like a comedy, and like she's sitting there horrified. I'm like, oh well.
Yeah, no, it was a comedy. She just had no sense of humor, apparently, because it's one of the funnier movies.
I feel like most chicks probably would give you a hard time about watching that movie.
Come on, that movie's great.
I love that movie.
I'm going to test it on my girlfriend next weekend and see what she thinks, because I think it's one of the greatest pieces of cinema.
She might like it, because she's sort of into it. Like,
well, that's why I'm dating her. She's not, like, appalled by the ridiculous shit that I'm into.
Did you ever see the movie Better Luck Tomorrow?
No.
No, but what's that? Yeah, I think I've heard of it. I can't remember what it is.
It's these Asian students in high school, and they form kind of a gang. It's really good, actually.
Okay.
Better Luck Tomorrow.
Better Luck Tomorrow.
Whoa. That just happened. We need time to recover from that one. Good times.
6 shots of 100 proof rum. That's what happens.
Stuff just
my girlfriend's Asian, so it's okay. I can do it.
Yeah. Jay's part Asian now.
You're like, my girlfriend's Asian, so it's okay if I put an internment camp for the Asians.
Right. It's confirmed that I'm not racist.
It's
so,
totally cool.
We're all good. We're all good. That's what happens.
Do you think like you can make gay jokes? You're like, well, my boyfriend's gay.
Yeah, that was like the South Park episode. Did you see that one?
Which one?
When Mr. Mackey came out of the closet and he was like, well, I'm officially gay, so I could say fag on TV and not get in trouble. And he said fag like 400 times that episode.
Wrist.
My girlfriend's out of town this weekend.
It's not risk, it's wrist.
Oh, so something's going to get very tired?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Namely the word.
Yes.
The word of the minute.
They're giving us really difficult words. Can't they give us like basketball and video games as words?
Yeah. I guess that's why it's random, but
yeah.
I think we got to have like parameters for this stuff.
No, it's a good... If that's what you got to do, you got to go with the word.
Testing our
wrist.
skills.
Let me go with the word wrist. Did you,
I have a wrist. I actually have 2.
Really?
That's over my head, Doc.
You know what I think is weird? So the word wrist, why is it spelled with a W? And not even beyond that.
It's true.
Why is our English language the stupidest thing ever?
No, the English language is actually like one of the harder languages to pick up because it just totally doesn't make sense half the time. Like
I do this thing where you do tutoring and like it's for guys who are it's kind of a work to live shelter, and some of the people can barely read or like have really trouble reading, and you try to teach them how to read, and the more you teach them how to read, you're almost like, why don't we start with a different language? This is the dumbest language ever.
We know everything because we grew up with it, but there's a lot of rules. It just doesn't make sense. You just have to know.
It is really fucking stupid.
It's like sometimes you just do one thing, but then other times for no reason you do other things.
I'm doing the Shelter to Live Work program. It's kind of like yours, but with all jumbled up.
Yeah.
What just happened? I don't know. I'm going to stop making sense, right? I'm checking out right now.
Oh,
whoa. Sure. So you're doing a shelter to...
No, I'm doing the Live to Work shelter.
Live to Work shelter.
Yeah. It morphs every couple weeks. And, I'm like, now you're working to live, and now you're living to shelter.
But
and,
all teaching them what the read is you teach them a rule, and then you show them how the rule is accepted. Like there's an exception every third word.
Right. It's like, this is how it works, except in 90% of the instances.
It's like I after E, except after C, and then on Thursdays, and that was a
joke. Yeah, that's great. Like,
no, it's true. It's a stupid language, but you know.
And then you also you're trying to explain the vowels to them, and you're like the E, I try to do all the sounds like E is I is I,
except when it isn't though.
But no, beyond that, the sounds are so freaking close to each other. Like it's not really like they're not like when you put them in words. There's a dramatic difference.
I said not stupid.
You're like not it's and they're like I'm having trouble with this. Why can't you figure out
And then they learn all that, and then they hear a black person talk, and their head just explodes.
Yeah.
Everyone's like nodding but not saying.
Well, the thing with English is they're spoken so differently everywhere. Like English in Great Britain and compared to like,
Well, they call it proper English over there.
And our normal English, and then even different
I
places
think,
in the country, like we pronounce everything differently depending on whether you're here or Boston or Texas or
South
the middle
of Mason-Dixon
line,
line. Yeah,
South Dakota. Everything's totally different.
I was going to say, they call it proper English, and we call them fags.
Yeah. We win.
New word. Conventional.
Another one of those multi-syllable words.
I guess we're not having... I'm glad you guys aren't... Let me just announce the words instead of having someone guess.
Yeah, well, that one's like, I don't know. I mean,
Conventional.
Did you go to the presidential convention?
No.
Al?
Do you think
Al go to the
nuns live
convention?
in a convent?
Do you think
No.
Do you think Obama is an extraordinary president or just a conventional president?
I kind of want to play a clip of this. There's
I want to hear it. Yeah, this could be kind of funny.
I wonder if can I take the
This is a professional broadcast where he's trying to figure out if he can play this.
Right. If we get one of the other headphones, we could play this. Anybody have headphones?
Yeah.
Want to grab that real quick? Yep. Plug that in, and then this is a
Where does it go? Oh, here?
Yeah. It's basically just clips of Fox News being very fair to Obama for the first 100 days. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but from like day one, they were like
one ear?
grilling him.
It's kind of loud.
You could lower that. Yeah.
I mean, obviously from
Mr. President, I want to believe, I want to trust, I want to hope for change, but I am really failing to see how this is any different.
But he's not going to succeed. Socialism has failed.
Put the video
country's
on.
less safe today.
Obama declared the end to the war on terror.
Is this the change that America voted for?
Day
You can't
five.
break all your campaign promises.
To start with this blame America.
People, we have to have the conversation of, do you want socialism or not? Do you want universal health care or not?
Is this a pre-9/11 mentality?
Yeah,
Liberal utopian vision.
March to socialism.
Take this country as far left.
We hear about change. There's no change in this group.
End of capitalism as we know it, Bill of 2009.
Barack Obama was elected mostly by black, racist, and white guilty people.
Now it's not parents who are going to take care of kids
This
anymore.
guy must get
It's
laid
Uncle
all the
Manny.
time.
Some are wondering if the honeymoon is already over.
We're starting to look at fascism.
He went on a jihad against lobbyists.
Closer to Jimmy Carter.
Closer to communism. The new socialist regime
Addicting this country to heroin.
He's a one-term guy.
There is real dishonesty in this man.
Closer towards socialism.
This is a major milestone for America, not necessarily a good one, though.
President Obama is scheduled to sign the $787 billion stimulus bill. Is anybody else a little pissed off by that?
Jeff Sessions of Alabama says it is a walk down the road towards socialism. Is that a valid point?
It's closer to socialism. Sounds like the honeymoon is over.
Not exactly glowing grades for the president.
Obamonomics really taking the U.S. towards socialism? If you think the president is overreaching,
How long can President Obama blame President Bush for America's problems?
Stop the doom, the gloom, the malaise, the fear.
Liberal vision of a giant nanny state.
Its plans to go after gun owners.
The president has declared a war against prosperity.
To see our money, our tax dollars, pissed away.
Depending on your point of view, President Obama's new budget is a statement of our national values or a socialist experiment.
All right, you get the
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, play
This
it.
goes
5
on
minutes.
for like another
This guy I
like,
work
5
with,
minutes.
he's a doctor too. He was insistent that Fox is not a biased station. I was like, "Are you kidding?" Me and my friend, we both work with him, and we were like, it's ridiculous. It's a totally biased station. It's
I don't think there's a more biased station out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I don't even know how you can make that argument.
Fox is only fair and balanced if you live in like the Soviet Union in 1914.
Exactly. If you go back to the video, if you go to YouTube,
I mean,
and you type in,
that was 20% of that video. There's so much more.
I mean, it's not even a rational argument to say like versus like I love O'Reilly always says like I'm an independent. I'm just saying there's the right wing and then there's the hippie commies.
Yeah. Well, if you type in 100 days of fair and balanced into YouTube, you can see the whole thing. There's literally another 3.5 minutes of that.
3.5 hours.
Like, they count down the days of when it happened, and by day 14, they were saying how long is I don't think we heard that one. How long is Obama going to blame Bush for the economic crisis? 14 days in.
How about as long as it was all his fault?
Well, how about it takes about 5 years for economic trends to show themselves? Yeah.
You know what I love? There was a great quote from Jon Stewart. He was talking about how, I think they were talking about torture, and a lot of the Republicans were saying, like, well, basically, sometimes you just need to do this. Like, sometimes, like, we have values, but sometimes you have to bend your values for the given times. And he goes, if you change your values with a given situation, they're not values, they're hobbies. Yeah. Which pretty much says it all. They're values only when times are tough, you stick with them, not when times are easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ridiculous.
And the aim is to torture. We'll leave political stuff.
Yeah, we're going to stop getting all political on you.
Yeah. When did you guys get AIM?
When did I?
Yeah, when did you first become a member of Instant Messenger?
You know, I didn't have a computer until 01, but I got AIM.
I guess in college, I would say.
I got AIM in 96.
I mean, if you think about it, email wasn't in until I was a freshman in college. I mean, we were probably the same age, right? So, yeah. I mean, I think that was maybe a year after that I got AIM. I don't know, whenever it came out.
Yeah, I remember people I knew who were in college were like, oh, we should something about email addresses. Like they wanted to exchange email addresses.
And I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
And I'm like, what the hell is email? And they're like, if you don't know, we don't have to exchange email addresses.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
That wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah,
it was first year of college.
But do you remember growing up in high school or whatever when someone said after you report in World War II, you go to Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, you'd go to the fucking library and look up books.
And then when we first was catching on, people were like, don't trust the internet. Trust this random book written by this random guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The internet, that's crap. This guy who published some random book about how Obama's he hates Santa Claus. That's the guy you go with.
It's kind of crazy that we're gonna have to tell our kids about libraries.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, libraries
are on their way
exist
out
much longer.
There's amazing how technology that was changed. It's like cell phones.
Yeah.
You can tell your kids, we had as a family we had one phone. We didn't have a personal phone you carry with you everywhere.
Yeah, remember, if your family was on the phone, you couldn't talk to your friends, and they'd, try to get you off, and there wasn't even call waiting, back when.
Walkmans.
Walkmans, yeah.
We're going to have to tell our kids about cassettes.
Yeah.
I don't know about
cassettes, definitely.
I don't know about you guys, but I was a late adopter of a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone until my first year of law school, which would be 2001.
All right, that was my senior year of college, so I went to a 5-year college, and I didn't have a cell phone until then.
Okay,
I
so
went maybe a year or two before that. But.
It felt like when I was in college, a year or two before, it was rare. Every once in a while, someone would have a cell phone, but it wasn't a big. It was very rare.
It just exploded, yeah.
And then it exploded the next year in law school. Everyone had one.
Yeah.
And people would be like, why don't you have a cell phone? You're kind of obnoxious for not having one.
Yeah.
It's true. Not oh, you don't want to pay the money. You're obnoxious. I remember meeting with some girl for on a date, and she was like, we had to coordinate by. She got to coordinate by. She called me on a payphone. It was bad. We had to coordinate basically the meet up basically.
Yep.
And I drove around for an hour because I know exactly where to meet her. And eventually picked her up. She's like, why don't you have a cell phone? It's so weird. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of that shit.
Yeah, and then if you didn't have the right cell phone, one time I left this cell phone, I didn't get a new one for 2 years, and it ended up being pretty old by the time I replaced it. And people are like, "What is that cell from the 1980s or something?" I'm like,
all right, that person's a cop.
Yeah, I'm like, listen.
But you definitely, if you have a big cell phone right now, people will say that all the time.
Exactly.
You're like, wow, what's that from? 1950s?
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
cell phones weren't invented that jackass.
Yeah. What was that from, 2004?
In fact, it's what is it? Not even 10 years since cell phones became super popular.
Yeah.
Wow, you have an old iPod. That's
cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Actually, now everyone has an iPhone. It's at least half of my friends have an iPhone, if not more.
I mean, I have T-shirts that are older than the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's true. Yeah, you think about when you first started doing email, it wasn't that long ago. It was 15 years. No. Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
For me, it was
less than 15
13
years.
For me, yeah.
It's not even 15 years.
Yeah.
No, it was freshman year of college is when I started. And I think that's when most of us our age started.
So you'll sit your son down and be like, listen, when I was your age, I had to go to magazines for porn. I didn't have this world.
Yeah.
I had to embarrass myself and get it at a magazine shop or like
steal it from someone.
Find some in the woods. But there was always porn in the woods. Why?
Listen. And when I was your age, like I couldn't just find the fetishes I liked in this magazine store. You had to go to the special magazine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I someone else said that recently. The whole idea of like porn being in the woods, and I have memories of the same thing. Where like,
there was
like,
always porn in the woods. Why?
Or like my friend was like, we all went over there. He's like, dude, come in the woods, and we all went to the woods, and he had like porn, like a penthouse. In the
I guess because you couldn't keep it at home, so everyone has a designated spot.
Well, I always kept mine at home.
Yeah.
Like apparently the generation right before us, like when we were freshmen, the seniors in high school, apparently the woods was where they kept their porn, which is very strange because woods don't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Like, like the places that used to be woods are now houses. You know, it's like, it's crazy.
Well, we still always have woods in back. I mean, I feel like in the suburbs, like you can live where like there's woods in back of your house.
We grew up in the suburbs, and I mean, there were woods, and then they all disappeared.
All apartment complexes now.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have to get rid of woods to make beauty for brick.
Yeah,
that's true.
So incidental. I missed the word when you changed it.
Yeah, I changed it like 7 minutes ago.
Well, I guess it was a small thing I missed. I guess like it was minuscule. What's the word I'm looking for?
The way I clicked it, it was not subtle, but
what's the word we're looking for?
It wasn't on purpose.
The way it changed the show was
wasn't on purpose, right?
No,
it just sort of happened as a byproduct of.
Yeah, and it wasn't really noticeable.
You know that game where you like banana fana fofana?
Sorry. Oh no! Wait, no, that's not.
No,
that's a totally different random game.
Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
I'm just saying it's
Parcheesi.
It's not easy to rhyme the word Parcheesi in that game.
Are we gonna have to tell our kids about board games?
I don't. I think. Well,
I think board games always stay.
I think board games should not be extinct because like those are just. I mean,
I think they've become underrated.
Yeah.
Become
I think
underrated?
they'll make. I predict a resurgence of board games at some point
because I think they're a lot more fun that when you play them, but nobody plays them.
Yeah. When's the last time you played a board game?
2 weeks ago.
See, like, because you know why? Single guy in a relationship.
Yeah.
Relationship guys still play. I still play board games. Yeah. But if you're single, you're not like Friday night. Let's play board games. You're like, how am I gonna get laid playing a board game?
Right. Exactly. There's no girls.
I was talking to this
game.
girl once, and she was telling me how she was into board games, and I thought that was actually kind of cool. Like, you know,
because she's the girl. You're like, I'll play a board game.
I don't know. That kind of turned me on.
You like Mall Madness? So do I.
If we were at the bar last night, I was like, dude, I like board games. Want to play Sorry with me? You'd be like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I was talking to this girl, and she was like, oh, I'm totally into board games. Like, I'm like, I think that's kind of hot.
My first day with my fiance, I took her to a bar where they had board games at the bar.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dive 75. You guys should go there. It's awesome.
I like dive bars, and I like board games.
Yeah.
Where is it?
75th on something in Columbus or something like that.
On the west side.
West side.
Okay.
The west side might as well be another state. It's so hard to get over there.
2 subways, poor baby.
Yeah, are you? You're on the L. Just stay on an extra stop or two.
I'm a very old man.
Like, I don't understand how it's hard to get on. You just think
I have Rock Band, and everything is just an excuse at this point.
I mean, Manhattan's another state to you guys.
I go to Manhattan, but if it's not the East Village, like, because if it's not like the first stop into Manhattan, I'm like, oh, it's so different.
You know what? Everyone wants to do have they're like I'm having my birthday. It's in the East Village. I'm having this just lately for May, and I'm like, I live fucking far away from the East Village. I might as well be.
Well, that's where a lot of stuff is. Unfortunately,
it takes me just as long to get to like the East Village as it takes me to get to like Long Island.
That's true. Well, then it takes us just as long to get to the west, Upper West Side.
Well, everyone makes a big deal about like Brooklyn, but like. It's the same exact train as you're taking to the East Village. You just stay on it for an extra 2 stops, but everyone makes a really big deal about it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it's just about.
I was getting shit from my other friend because they had to go into Brooklyn, whereas I live a 1-minute walk from the subway, and they live a 15-minute walk from the subway, but they were in Manhattan, so I guess they consider that easier. I consider a 15-minute walk not as easy.
Well, the one thing about like Brooklyn, like in Manhattan, there's always shit around you.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
the
it's always that's the convenience. Like
food convenience.
You live in the city because like, everything's around you. It's kind of cool walking around.
Yeah.
Here, the only thing around your area, the only thing around me is
crime.
People. Yeah, it's like crime basically. Yeah.
No, I understand that, but if you're talking about just going to somebody's house and not having stuff around you.
It's also if you have to take a cab the other night, going to Brooklyn's more expensive.
Yeah, and annoying because half the cabs are like try to not have you go to Brooklyn.
Yeah, you got to trick them now.
No, actually, as a white male, they always pick me up.
No, when I say Brooklyn, they always leave.
No, they don't like going into Brooklyn.
No, I mean, who does? You're like, I'll stop at the airport along the way. Fine, we'll do that.
I live in Brooklyn. I don't even like going to Brooklyn.
Yeah. And these are the worst nouns ever.
Yeah. Is this even a noun?
It must be. I mean, hang on, let's keep it. Let's keep it. We can't just get rid of nouns.
Initiative. That's more like.
We gotta set up new rules for this thing.
No. You have to keep every noun. I gotta say. So your job. Ever since you went from hourly to salary, since that time you get less money because you don't get overtime. But have you taken any initiative to like be a better employee?
Do you know Jay?
Yeah, I have. Not in spurts.
You're like, I shower every day now.
Yeah.
Right. I comb my hair.
Jay puts on pants and goes to work instead.
I'm
not putting on pants.
Now I don't use the piss bottle. I go right to the bathroom.
Right. There's only 3 hours of YouTube instead of 8.
Jay's breaks are, they're an hour instead of all day.
My first job was at a library, and we had a contest to see who could take the longest 15-minute break because they were really strict there. So, like, if you took longer than 15 minutes, you were like a badass. And so we always had like a record who took the longest 15 minutes, and I had the record for about a week and a half.
How long?
An hour and 47 minutes.
You're like I actually had the record. The record. It's been 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't come back.
Yeah. No, it was bullshit because a week later a girl broke my record, but it was her last day there. So she didn't care. Yeah. So she took like 2.5 hours and shattered my record. But I was thinking like, it's your last day. There should be stipulations for the record. Like I had to show up the next day after taking an hour and 47 minutes.
Did they know you did, or they had no idea?
You know what? I always made it look like I was just entering or leaving the room. Like I paced a lot. Yeah. So like,
you walk backwards.
Yeah, like when somebody walked in, I would like I'd make like I was just walking in also, and I'll just take my 15-minute break. And
just every time you walk in, you're like, God, these fucking kids, and I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah, exactly. So it's very difficult to pull that off. But,
What about work now? Do you ever take a hour, 47-minute lunch? Or do you have a record for lunch?
No, they've been destroying me lately. I actually have to work. It's,
you know what? You're like, son. And this thing is, like, when I started, when I was younger, when people were working, there was no internet. I don't know what you did all day. Yeah. You were bored.
So you kind of just had to work. I mean, unless you wanted to just sit there and stare at something.
I mean, the internet must have killed productivity completely. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can find everything right here, so it's more efficient.
I mean, depends. A lot of jobs, like my job, I have to do a certain amount of work, so it's like, I could take time off, but that'll just make me slower. Right. So it's like, I might as well just get it out of the way and do whatever I have to do, so, It depends on the way your work is structured, I guess.
What are like lives on the line there?
Yeah, but no, I mean there's a bunch of paperwork and stuff you have to do, and you can either, if you put it off, you're just screwing yourself basically. So you might as well just get it out of the way.
Yeah. Somebody should take the initiative to be our intern because we have 3 empty drinks here, and
I know
that'd be. I think our initiative went away. I mean our intern went away for the weekend.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's true.
You guys want to take 5 and
I wouldn't mind.
Get a little refill?
Sure.
All right, we'll be right back.
It's also
all right, we're back, but through the
God, that story was hilarious. I can't believe you said that story. Did that not air? Oh my God.
Well, we're not going to repeat it, so.
Oh my God, 6 hookers and you? God.
Well, too hot for podcast.
So, did any of them live?
1 or 2.
So the next word is
competitor.
Mm-hmm. Mark, are you a competitor?
I'd say only in things like, I don't know. Yeah.
Competitive. Wow.
You know what sport? You know what actually sport I'm really competitive in? Beer pong. Yeah, I love beer pong.
Actually, I think you share that with me and Jay. I think we're all pretty competitive in that game.
I mean, I don't have to win, but I do have to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't have to win, but it ruins my night if I don't.
And it's one of those things that, like, everything else I do in life, I get worse when I drink, except for beer pong.
Yeah.
Which gets better.
We kicked ass for a little while, and
It's like most things. There's like a peak, and then there's a really quick drop off.
Last Friday night, I was at a thing. Actually, it was my fraternity from college. One guy is being sent off to Afghanistan. They had a big kind of reunion little thing to send him off, and we played a lot of beer pong. And I was doing really well and winning. And some of the memories aren't perfect from that night, But I believe at some point I was throwing up into a Subway garbage can.
All right.
Well, that kind of beer pong always does that because it's like a lot of beer all at once.
Yeah, and they were like, "You're pussy. Put more beer in the cup." And I'm like, "Fine, I'm a pussy. I still want to put more beer in the cup. I can't take it."
There'll be more barf on the street.
Yeah.
Guest host Dave has a beer pong table, so I think we should have a beer pong night.
Yes,
I think that would be. There. I am so there. That'd be a wonderful idea.
People could put in your votes on BrinkandSanityShow.com. And see who you think the best duo of beer pong will be.
Doc and I will rock your crock.
Yeah, we were dominating until this other guy took my place when I went to get a pitcher of beer. So.
All right, I'm gonna have Dave as my teammate.
Right, when is this gonna happen?
Yeah,
come on,
let's do it.
Where's this place or where's the table?
It's in Brooklyn, Park Slope. So
what state's that in?
Yeah. I say 2 weeks from now we have a little Brink of Sanity. We'll just invite ourselves.
We can organize that shit. It'll happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll put up the brackets on BrinkandSanityShow.com. Check out the forums.
I just want to point out, by the way, this is the name of this. On the top of the page, the random word generator. It's creativity tools, whatever that means. This is random word generator, and then parentheses says plus. So it's better than regular random word generators. Yeah. It's competing better than them. We're not just a random word generator. We're plus. Like you get a word, you get like a compound word. You get like 3 or 4 syllables.
These words are more wordy than the other words.
Yeah, like we're not giving you like tree or rock. We're not morons here. If you want to go to moronwordgenerator.com, you can go to it, but you probably can't figure out how to get there.
Yeah, it's a different podcast that does that.
Oh, if we want to try a more common word, there it is.
Oh, there actually is.
Maybe that'll be a little easier than what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Your new word is moon.
Moon.
I kind of like
moon is good.
One syllable?
Yeah.
When's the last time you mooned someone?
So you think Neil Armstrong is a fucking liar?
Yeah, I do actually. I believe in the whole moonwalking conspiracy. Yeah.
Why? Really?
Why would you think that?
Because I found a website that has about 75 reasons why it was.
If it's on the web, it's probably true.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was very good. You know, like the flag was flapping in the air, and there's no wind on the moon. The guys had 3. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of.
Don't you think if that was a fake, someone would have go here, I have real proof, because real proof usually comes out when there's a fake, when something's fraudulent.
How are you going to disprove that though?
That it wasn't on the. Disprove the fact that it wasn't in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, if the government's covering it up, how are you going to...
But, every time the government covers something up like torture, we all find out about it, by 30 different sources.
Did we have solid evidence about JFK?
Well, because the government killed him. I was just saying when the government covers it up, basically.
Yeah, well, when the government covers it up, it's pretty hard to go over.
It was obviously the bold people that killed JFK, so that's not covered up.
What about the spaceship itself was making the flag blow?
What about the fact that people saw the spacelift leave Earth?
Yeah, well, just because it leaves Earth doesn't mean it didn't explode.
I mean, clearly, spaceships are known to leave Earth.
That's true. What about the fact that there's a guy in the background waving to his mom?
I don't know.
Didn't they have pictures where you could see the Earth from the moon?
Do you believe
No, you can see the Earth from space. That doesn't mean they landed, walked around, and came back.
Do you believe in the 9/11 conspiracies?
I believe that Bush knew about it. I don't believe that all of those conspiracies are true.
I don't believe that Bush knew about it. Because I don't believe Bush knew much, in general.
I believe he was informed about it, and he just didn't do anything.
He didn't take it seriously enough, I'm sure.
I'm sure there was... It sounds like there was enough evidence. There was actually some evidence about... I guess one of the hijackers was detained up in Minnesota.
Well, when you get information about stuff like this, it's not always concrete. So he may have known that this is a possibility, but he didn't know.
Well, a president that was on it basically was paying attention probably would have gotten this. But apparently there's a FBI... so one of the hijackers got detained prior to actually being on the plane. My FBI agents up in I guess up in Minnesota. And when they were trying to get, they had to let him go, but they had his computer, and they wanted to search the computer, which would have given them the evidence of what happened. And one of the guys was explaining the urgency, and he said, "Listen, they're trying to fly a plane into the World Trade Center. We need to I'm trying to stop them from doing this."
So it's basically Jack Bauer.
He actually had those quotes, basically. It's in the 9/11 report.
You gotta trust me.
And people were, oh, we have a call?
Yeah, we got a call.
Oh, my God. What word are you going to generate for us?
Hello, you're on the show.
Hi.
How you doing?
I can't let that moon thing go.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
what do you have to say about that?
I lived through the time.
I got it.
And the Russians had the first spaceship in space, the first dog, the first man, the first orbiter. They would have never let us get away with bragging rights to the first man on the moon if they could possibly prove it. And I'm sure they were all over the case. So that's my theory and my proof that the fact that they would have definitely said something, done something. These websites, they list things, but there's no facts. I think the Russians would have jumped all over it. I mean, we have bragging rights forever of having the first man on the moon. They would have never allowed it.
So how do you explain the fact that the American flag was flapping in the wind?
I looked at that site, and I do not see a flag flapping. It looked to me like that was manipulated, if anything. They put the flag up with wrinkles in it to make it look like it was waving, but that was just wires in the flag because there's no air on the moon. If they had put up a flag, it would have just drooped down flat, and they didn't want that. They wanted it to, show so that the home audience could see that they had put up a flag, and that's the truth.
I have a question for you. How do you how do you explain the fact that Neil Armstrong obviously died 2 years earlier, and Buzz Aldrin was his father?
Where did you possibly read that? No, I'm sorry. I hate that question. That's like one of the stupidest questions in the world when someone says, where did you read that? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
I read that on The Onion. It's a fabulous site.
That's where I get all my news.
Yeah, I just wanted to stick my 2 cents in, and Jay probably knew that call was coming.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good show, guys.
All right, thanks for calling in.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, so 631-676-1181 if you guys want to call in.
The phone lines are off the hook.
Yeah.
They're
actually on the hook. You can call in.
Yeah. It's out of control.
I didn't answer the first 75 calls. That guy was just the lucky moon landing caller.
Yeah, well, every you guys all know that every 100th caller gets...
answered?
Yes. Gets a free Italian meal at someone else's place, paid for someone else.
That caller seemed vaguely familiar. No,
You just,
I can't put my finger on it.
You call your mom, you ask her for some spaghetti.
Yeah.
And you win it.
Yeah.
And we'll just take credit for it.
Actually, every 100th call, we promise, every 100th caller gets an arranged marriage.
A free bride from Russia.
We promise you. No, not in Russia. We'll point to a girl on the street and tell her she has to marry you.
No. 100th caller marries a meal.
Oh, no. I don't know. I didn't sign up for
that.
We'll be a woman. Awesome.
Next word. Hog.
Oh.
Ooh.
Swine flu.
Damn it. I knew you were going to go there. I thought we can go anywhere else.
What is people I've seen at a bar?
What is most overrated, not really happening?
Oh, I know. It's totally it's like, the people who get this flu get the flu.
Right.
And they get better.
Yeah, exactly.
And thousands of people may get sick.
And then they eat chicken noodle soup, and then
they
it's
get
fine.
better.
Yeah.
Well, I read the best thing. This was in AM New York.
Shocking.
So I guess the big thing that everyone was worried about, I guess 1918, 17, there was a big outbreak of bird flu and a big outbreak of the flu, and it killed a ton of people.
Right.
So in 1976, there was an outbreak of the swine flu, and everyone got a little worried. And one person actually died from the swine flu in America. So Gerald Ford ordered everyone to be vaccinated. 40 million people were vaccinated, and you know what? I think it was 300 people died from the vaccination.
Yeah.
500 people had 500 people had paralysis, and 30 people died from the vaccination.
Have you guys ever gotten the flu vaccine? It makes me feel like crap for 2 days. It's not a fun thing,
I never had the flu or the flu vaccination.
Oh yeah, you've never had the flu?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway,
actually, my blood is with a youth vaccination.
But anyway, the vaccine is not it makes an immune reaction, and it almost makes you feel like you have the flu for at least a day or two. I mean, not all the time, but some of the time you can actually feel very sick afterwards, and it's I might as well just have the flu if I'm going to feel like crap after the vaccination.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're old, it makes perfect sense.
Right. Well, these people who die are either like very young kids or very elderly, people who have other medical problems. And, if you are in that category, then obviously...
This is a doctor speaking, by the way.
Not to scare you, but I heard one person who didn't get the flu vaccination was B. Arthur.
Oh, shit. She was also 112.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not ashamed to admit this, but The Golden Girls, fucking good show. It was hilarious. And if you guys don't like it, you guys don't know humor.
Oh, it was a really good show.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay.
A little bit of trivia. The old lady, the youngest one of the bunch.
Yeah. They dressed her up to be old, look older.
Maybe that wasn't the most revealing bit of trivia. I bet somebody didn't know that.
Little bit of trivia. The one with the white hair, Rose. I did her.
Hot. Blanche. Hot.
Last week.
In the butt.
What's
hog style?
If Blanche is listening, give me a call.
Yeah.
If Blanche is listening, you should get your flu shot.
631-676-1181. I love you, Blanche.
We love Golden Girls.
All right, so one of the last words, nostalgia.
Nostalgia's like, we've been doing nostalgia like...
You know what, like, sometimes I think about the first word we got generated, and... I don't know. It was way back when we got the first word generated.
Back in the days of the original random word generation.
I'm more of a fan of the third word, but
it was kind of also that was the time when we used random word plus. It wasn't just regular random word.
Do you guys remember 50 minutes ago? Like those were the days.
Remember when a meal was being set up? You remember when someone's dad called?
Yeah, it wasn't my dad.
Remember when I had rum in my cup?
Remember when we had an intern here?
Seriously, why didn't we just bring the bottle?
Why is your girlfriend not cooking us food right now? Come
on.
Is
bullshit.
Yeah. What's up? I want some food. Where is she? Where'd she go for the weekend?
She went to Long Island.
She was sick of cooking food for us all day.
By the way,
that's all she does.
Living together, actually, good idea.
So far so good. Yeah.
I was a little worried. Remember you going back to nostalgia? You were talking about that for a while.
For like 5 episodes, yeah.
Yeah. Whether that would be a good idea or not, and
going good.
Yeah, so far I'm not, not horribly disappointed.
Do you have to get her approval to do stuff?
No, actually.
No, she's pretty cool. I mean,
if I do stuff on my own, all I have to do is apologize profusely for 12 hours, and I'm back in the...
Can you play video games when she's here now?
Yeah, you know what?
What?
I was sneaky. Got her really into Rock Band, and she loves it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
So now it's like, I'm going to play Rock Band, and so are you, and it works out great. So, that's good.
You have New York Islander tickets on your desk?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, I have a pile
of
tickets.
Or we're playing.
Third row from the ice.
Kids season pass? Who'd you mug?
I met a girl on Lava Life that actually has season tickets third row from the ice, and brings me to the Islanders games. She has Devil season tickets, and I get to go to the Islanders games.
I thought it was a dating site.
Well, we went out, and I decided that we were no longer going to date, but she could pay for me to go to really expensive Islanders games.
You decided she could be more attractive, and you're going to go to the games anyhow.
I decided that when her profile said 34, I think she swapped the numbers.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle, actually...
If you're listening to that, I meant you look 23.
Don't worry.
And you're hot.
He showed us naked pictures of you. You look 33.
Right. Not a day older than 19.
My uncle's like 61, and he goes on like JDate, and he says his age is like 50 or like 49.
That's so wrong, though.
Yeah, he's like I don't want to date a girl my age. They're old. I'm like, that's the point.
You don't have to. You can put in your real age and then just say you don't want to date somebody.
Or just like age. You're that age. You got to date someone that age. You don't have like if my uncle was rich, then I'd be like, okay, do whatever you want. But
he's just a Slobodan that thinks he can get chicks 20 years younger than him.
He's just a nice guy. He just got divorced and.
I work with people who are like late 50s and they get with chicks who are in their 20s and
really
yeah. He's some guy who's divorced. He's still.
Are they big time doctors?
No, he's just a regular doctor. Has the same job I do actually. So.
Oh. You're like, why is he getting with a hotter girl than I get with?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he doesn't do bad considering his age. I mean, like, you know.
Does he carry around a lot of coke with him? What's the...
No, I mean, just, I don't know.
Well, if anybody's listening, voting got reset for the month of May. So, brinkofsanityshow.com, there is a vote link. You click right on there. Just put in your email. You get a confirmation email. Click on that. Done. Takes about 5 seconds. Helps me out. I can't even explain how much it helps me out.
And, like, you're going to do anything with that 5 seconds of your life anyhow.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you going to get out of that? I am 10 votes out of the top 10. If I get into the top 10...
Listen, just, like, jerk off faster and then vote.
Yeah, exactly. You can open up 2 windows at once, so you don't even have to stop.
You can have your intern do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone has an intern, right?
Everyone should have an intern.
Can we just see what the last word was? We don't have to even go with it.
Well, we could go with the last word. We could do one last word.
Heating.
Is that the last word, or
worse? The last word is worse.
You know what's worse?
The last. You have to just. You can't do another word. Worse is the last.
What's
word.
worse than heating? Nothing.
What's worse than heating? Nothing. That's great.
Really?
Worst list ever.
Yeah. Worst random words ever.
I mean, a noun, and they come up with worse. I mean, is that even a noun?
I don't think so.
Right? Really worse, don't. Isn't it an adjective?
Yeah, I think that's a noun. I'm gonna challenge that.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
I think it could be used as a noun. I bet. Go to dictionary.com.
You know what? I'm actually curious. Let's see what a phrase is. Destructive fan.
Where is it? Where's the word? Where's the?
This is our phrase. Destructive
Random
fan.
Phrase.
Destructive fan.
Well, first you have to have fans, but
is this how like you come up with a new band name?
Wait, this is a random phrase? It's a destructive fan?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It would probably be the
it's kind of relevant.
The last person who called in and threatened to chop us up with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Were you on that show?
No, someone called up and...
Yeah, threatened to chop us up with a chainsaw.
That's kind of disturbing.
Did you say, like, sounds cool? Can we play beer pong beforehand?
Did you say, could you not chop us up, please?
If you're hot, you're welcome to come over.
Right. And by chop us up, I mean give me a blowjob. But...
Yes. If you're up for being dripping.
What's... All right, we're not doing...
Do you have a random sentence? Let's just do a random sentence.
All right, random sentence, fine.
And I'm using arithmetic.
What does that even mean?
All right,
do a random paragraph.
Wait! Look at that sentence.
Do they have a random? Do they have a random book?
Either I'm totally drunk or that makes no sense.
I don't think it's just random words put together.
Okay, that sentence made no sense.
Amendment. I think you have to kill it.
Yeah. The random word thing is
the random word.
Actually, I think the random word thing is fantastic. I meant the.
I think it's a good idea, but the words are really.
I think it's a fresh idea. I think you should. It will improve things. It's not worse. It's fresh.
Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
No, this is a story. Okay.
You know when I'm in the supermarket in the vegetable section, they like blow like mist onto the vegetables. The vegetables have like a little water on them.
You go to a fancy. Mine just let them rot.
It's like Morton Williams. You know what when they have it in Manhattan, they do this.
They should blow mist on the women.
I don't know. It looks kind of hot. I guess the women would look very hot, also wet. I don't think there's a lot of things that would look bad. You know what? Guys, I mean,
grocery stores are a great place to pick up women.
Could you help me pick a melon like yours?
Yeah. I'm totally clueless. Help me, please.
What's the weirdest place you ever picked up a girl?
Like physically picked up or dately picked up?
Prior to rape, yes. Date, I guess. They asked the girl out.
I would say weirdest scenario.
Not even, you didn't have to actually go out with the girl. Just asked her out. What's the weirdest place you ever asked a girl out?
Well, I'm going to go with situation.
Okay.
Because it was pretty weird. I was with another co-host who happened to get into a fight with about 5 other guys. Just him. Don't know how it happened. I was chilling in my Ninja Turtle shirt. The girl said my shirt was cute, and we got into a little conversation. Other friend ran in, said, "Need you outside right now." So, it helped because I said I got to go save my friend. I'll be right back. Ran out there. The scuffle was already done. The damage was done. So he wanted to go get revenge. which, if you've met me, I'm not really the fighting type. So I humored him. I said, okay. I ran back in. I said, I got to go save my friend, but I'd like to call you. And I looked like the hero, got the number, then went back out there and said, there's no fucking way I'm fighting 5 guys. And you have to go home and mend your wounds. And it worked out pretty good.
Not bad. Did you actually go out with the girl?
I did. We dated for like 2 months.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. What about you guys?
Trying to think of a good... It's not even a great story, but coming home one night from going out in the bar, it was like 3:30 a.m. I was out of cash. I got in the subway, and there's like 7 people in the subway, but including like one really cute girl who was sitting like right across where I was with like her bag, so she came from the airport or something.
Mm-hmm.
And this homeless guy was asking for money. He's like, I'll sing for money."
Typical New York subway ride.
Pretty much, yeah. So I was like, sing her a song, I'll give you money. And so he sang her a song. I asked her out. And we never went out because she never said yes. She said no.
Wait, you sang her a song?
No, the homeless man.
Oh. I was like, if you sang a song and you didn't get her number.
No. Yeah, so of course, asking a homeless man to sing to someone else doesn't really attract them to you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like when you get those Mexican guys to sing around you at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Some girls go for that. I guess the smell factor kind of...
I can't think of like a weird situation. I mean... It's usually like bars and parties and stuff, or just people that I know already. So
lame.
I could make something up, but
do we want to go to another word, or are we going to wrap this up? I don't know how tired you guys are because
I'm not tired, but I am a little warm.
Podcasted out.
Yeah, I'm a little podcasted out.
I mean, it's not like this is a ritual.
I know. It's not my normal.
I love
ritual.
it. I actually love this. I love this word generator. I think I want word generator plus because those words are bigger.
They are. That's not much bigger. Tor.
It's actually not bigger at all. That's a noun.
Tor Amos is my favorite female singer.
You should have the Spanish word generator, and then we have to try to figure out what the English is.
That's actually. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Is this not Word Plus? I don't know.
What's going on?
I think the site is...
So, word to my lyrical players.
Word. My proposal is that we end on this note.
You know when people send you like an email with the word word in it, and they spell it W-E-R-D?
And then you delete them from your contacts and never talk to them again?
Yeah, I don't have those.
Why is the slang word spelled different than the regular word?
I don't think it is.
Why is it cool to be stupid?
I don't know.
I think that's got to stop. We got it. We got it. You're hip and you take pride in your lack of education.
You're slightly retarded.
Yeah,
we get it.
There was a thing on like CNN. They were talking about Obama and talking about getting his swagger back, and I was like, okay, you guys are fucking racist.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck's wrong?
How Obama got his groove down.
I was just about to say that.
It's not like okay, I'm Jewish, I can make Jewish jokes. I have a black president, so I can make all the black jokes I want.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. People make me sick. All right. Well, I think we're done with this show. So I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to thank Mark and the Doc for coming
and listening.
Yeah.
And listening. If you got through all that, that's an accomplishment right there.
Like going through the entire alphabet.
I want to thank everyone who voted for this month.
Stop clicking at this guy.
He
just makes a random sentence.
What do you think of that soup with the letters in it?
What kind of soup is that?
What is that called?
Alphabet.
I mean, like, it's not like, what, are you going to write a report with your soup?
Do we get a report card of the show?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We should do that.
It's the,
Do you have a newsletter? You should go with a newsletter.
I should. I don't know.
It'd be pretty cool if you had a newsletter.
BrinkandSanityShow.com. There might be a newsletter on there.
I would delete it.
Yeah, I think the podcast is the newsletter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the oral newsletter.
All right, so give us a vote for the month of May. BrinkandSanityShow.com. There's a vote link. Please do it. Helps us a lot. Subscribe on iTunes.
Do it.
And if you're watching us live right now and your pants are down, don't call in.
Yeah, really? Our question is really?
Really? I mean, seriously.
Twitter.com/Brink of Sanity Show. There's a group on MySpace somewhere. There's a group on Facebook somewhere. Don't really feel like giving out all that info. BrinkofSanityShow.com/contact is where all that stupid shit could be.
You'll be able to see us on the Today Show next Monday morning. We're going to be running through the set.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
signs.
Running through the set with quantity.
There'll be a quantity number of us.
There'll be a quantity of people logging off right about now because we're stretching this out really bad. The show's over. Thanks for listening. Please vote. And you guys got anything else you want to add?
I am voting right now.
You are the man. Everyone else should follow suit. So we'll be back next week. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.